Welcome to D180, the horror movie podcast, taking you on a ride. I'm AJ.
I'm Janae.
Brittany isn't in today, but don't worry. She oh my God, I thought I had the pause forwarded to the front desk, but I can. Hello, Destination 180.
Hello, is this AJ?
Yeah, taking you on a ride. How may I slay you?
Funny you ask. I figured I could slay you first, starting from the bottom of your...
This is a theme park. Please try TCQ for all that kinky shit. You can ask for Nick. He can show you right where the red room is.
Oh, not into kink?
Sorry, but if you're not calling to book a tour, passes, or, a party, I can send you to our...
Or I can send you to the morgue after I
Okay, what the fuck was that?
I just think somebody just fucking with someone. Like, we could just jump right into it. You good?
Yeah, I'm good, but you should really start 69 and figure out who that is.
You can still do that?
I don't know if you can do that on cell phone. Can you?
I don't know. We can figure it out. But anyway, as I was saying, Brittany is going to be in today, but she'll be joining us next week when we wrap up our theme.
Look, we got shit to do. Hello, Destination 180.
Cut the shit, bitch. If you dare hang out with me again, I'll chop your body into pieces and sprinkle them from the top of the highest roller coaster in the Fugazi ass park.
This is for you, Ashley.
Hello?
Get them on the phone. I got something for that ass.
AJ speaking.
Hey, it's Johnny at Destination 180. We have someone harassing the staff and we need to call traced ASAP.
I'm on it. Are you on the phone with this person?
Yeah, she's stolen. Hurry.
Listen, little bitch. I know you'd like to play games, so now it's your turn. Answer these questions honestly, or else you can say, "I'll see you soon," to the survivors for good.
Questions? What's this, Scream?
No, that's next week's episode. First question. Name the movie in which one celebrity's death had an entire campaign to market the movie.
House of Wax, 2005. Steve Harris died.
Nice warm-up. Where was Jennifer Check stabbed in the movie Jennifer's Body?
Well, I mean, it just depends on who you ask.
Answer the question!
I'm sorry. Her tit, her heart.
Very good. Last one. Admit that Annabelle is better than Chucky.
See, Brittany. See, I thought you called out. Why was you playing on the goddamn phone?
This ain't Brittany, bitch. Say it.
I can't.
I'm going to give you 30 seconds before I get in there and repaint those fucking walls.
Almost.
We don't have almost time.
Annabelle
is better than fucking Chucky.
I said for AJ to say it. Tick tock.
Girl, you gotta take this one for the team because we gonna die. We gonna die.
Annabelle is better than...
We got it. The call is coming from inside the park. You two need to activate your EAP now. We're sending units over. Get out of there.
Time's up.
Go!
Oh, shucks.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Okay, because here's the thing. I'm not too mad because this was a funny little prank. Scary because you got me there, but you was for real with that whole Annabelle is better than Chucky thing?
Hell no, that was Brittany.
Brittany?
Wait a minute. Brittany? She's not here.
Think again.
You thought a bitch was gonna let that go? You thought I was gonna let that shit ride?
Wow.
No, ma'am. No. What the fuck you thought you was messing with? Not a bitch like Brittany.
You new here. We can let you go.
Oh.
What you want to do, Johnny?
Ring those bells.
We can have Donnell, top flight security of the world, come and escort your ass out.
That's why your ass can't ever relate to none of Ashley's damn shit.
Oh, wow.
You always be like, I ain't
but
that
I got her
crazy.
back.
You be like, I don't know. That's why you
This
can't
is when
ever
a new
relate.
employee calls. We got No one in the studio can get their shit together. I just want to say that was wonderful. Thank you to our guest for today, Coco, for joining us as the caller. Coco, you did that.
Right?
Hell yeah,
When you
thank
first
you.
started, I was like, oh, you really do sound like it's Ghostface.
Okay, this is perfect practice. I was just shook. I was like, oh, wait a minute. Because I knew you was going to do it, but I forgot that you like actually could do it. And then I was just pulled in. I said, oh, I got to get my Parker Posey on real quick.
Not Parker Posey.
We are talking about our third movie for our May theme, Call Me Maybe.
So call me maybe.
Where every movie this month includes a phone call that shakes the table. We are talking about When a Stranger Calls 2006. Again, Johnny, I'm sorry. I know you wanted to do the original. I'm sorry. It'll come back.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, and then it'll be on streaming, and then everybody can watch it and stuff. You know, it's fine. But while you're waiting, if you haven't seen it, this one is available on Tubi. Did you guys find this one anywhere else by chance?
You know, today I didn't look at the extras. You know, normally I look at the extra to watch more options. But Brandon had I had already did my little thing, and Brandon was like, "Oh yeah, my boyfriend's here."
Oh yeah!
Congratulations! Congratulations!
Look, it was funny because earlier before we started, she had like obviously like she was like, "Look," and I seen them, and my mouth dropped. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" He came in so quiet. I thought she would have like been said something like a long time ago. But
he came.
I feel it. I already know she.
He came in on what, Friday night, so he's been in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So, but normally I would look at the watch now options, but he just like was like, "Hey, I want to watch it again." I was like, "Oh, for real?"
Yeah.
And so he just pulled it up on Tubi.
I thought it was on Netflix recently too, unless that's gone after
I
last
did
month.
too. I definitely thought it was on Netflix, and
That's where Keith had his watch party when you did it for Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if it was on Netflix, it would have popped up first instead of Tubi.
When
exactly.
I checked, it wasn't on there. There's no watch now. Only option you got is Tubi, and what's that thing called? Hit me, baby, one more time. Watch now, or buy. Rent. That's it.
I thought you were gonna say freebie.
Right, freebie. I seen that too, and I started to take a screenshot and text you guys. So, who is it that changed their name to freebie?
IMDb.
I was just like, no, I don't want to say that during ratings. Well, talking about things we don't want to talk about, let's go right ahead and get into
Park recommendation.
Okay, I'm gonna be very, very honest with you guys. I don't know if I'm cheating or not, but I think I am, but that's fine. When I was watching this, it just took me back. Anytime I watch a movie from this era, I just think of middle school me going to the mall movies, seeing one of these horror movies. And my recommendation is just literally any movie that came out between 2003 and 2007. Because they're all not the same, but all of the remakes have literally the same vibe for some reason. They're all the same color.
Y'all know how I feel about that coloring.
Yes, they are all the same color. All of them it's crazy because we are almost reliving that as adults where things are getting remade and we're like, oh, we remember the original. We've seen the original. Now we know how they felt when we were teenagers and everything was getting remade. So that's all it is.
Literally just had this conversation with Brandon about them redoing Jeepers Creepers.
They are. I could be forgetting about that. I guess because they don't they talk about it, but then they don't talk about it. It's like we don't talk about it.
They don't need to make it. But anyways.
Yeah, this one and specifically this one and Prom Night remake, they were hardcore pandering to the teens, to us back then. That's all these two people, everyone wanted to see these two specifically, as far as people from my high school and all that. I just remember marketing constantly for it, always seeing the trailer.
I definitely remember seeing the trailer for Prom Night. And then my mom was like, oh, this is a remake. And then of course we watched it together and she said she actually really liked the remake. So
Okay. I thought you were about to say the original because I got bored. Sunday cleaning means Sunday horror movies. So I just let Tubi do his thing. And I ended up clean watching. So y'all know what that means. I was just walking past and seeing Prom Night 2, Hello Mary Lou, and then the original Prom Night came on. And I kept catching it. Obviously, I stopped to watch Wendy. And I was just like, y'all really like that version.
Right?
I definitely like the remake. I feel like the
didn't
remake
like the
really.
original.
Yeah, I didn't. It was I get it, but
I wanted more.
It's all Jamie Lee. That's the
Mhm.
love for. Like,
I just wanted more.
Yeah, I just wanted more because it's like they tell you when it comes to the movies that came out in the 80s that get remade and they tell you about those 80s versions or whatever have you version it was, and they sell it to you and you watch it and it's just like not the same effect. For some, not all, but for those, it's just like I guess it's one of those you have to be there things. You know what I mean?
right.
Of course, I know.
But I know, Cody, I agree with you because we've talked about Prom Night multiple times. So I'm right here with you on that one. I highly agree.
And, much like Prom Night, this one gets a lot of flack too.
Yeah. And it's as a Libra would be. I see both sides, but I think I'm on there's nothing wrong with this side.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at it in the long run. And we'll talk about it. Brittany, you got a park recommendation or no? Okay, go ahead.
So, are we allowed to do park recommendations for episodes we've already done? Okay, so my recommendation would have to be, and we covered this for episode 5. So, survivors, if you hadn't had a chance to listen to it, go back and listen. It's going to be 2016's Better Watch Out because that whole outside the house, inside the house thing. Wait, is that a spoiler? Is that a spoiler? Not really.
It's broad, but I wouldn't go any further. Any further would probably be a spoiler.
Okay. That whole outside the house, inside the house thing. You like that? You should go ahead and watch that movie, then go back and listen to us discuss it.
All right. My park recommendation is Babysitter Wanted from 2008.
I haven't heard of that one.
Neither have I. Adding that to my list.
It looks like it's available on Prime currently, and it's about a college girl who wants to get some extra coins, so she takes a babysitting job on a farm, and she starts getting terrorized throughout the night.
Girl, hell no. Girl, what? A farm? No. Hell no. No.
Don't be acting like y'all ain't watch X. Go ahead and watch Babysitter Wanted.
I mean, okay, first of all, she hasn't seen it yet. First of all, that's two different things. Babysitting and what they was doing, that's two different things to be
you
doing
act
on the
like
farm.
shit don't happen on the farm.
Also, it is a group of adults and a babysitter and some kids. That is two different things, okay?
If old MacDonald can have a farm, everything under the sun can happen on a farm. They can have kids, and they can have what was going on at X. I'm just saying that shit's possible. Don't stop believing, kids.
Hold on to that feeling.
Yeah, I'm like, what? Where we walk around this point? But survivors, you have any park recommendations that fit today's ride? Let us know on our Twitter or down in the DMs.
So,
okay,
I've seen this movie before. Let's start there. I watched it when it came out in Blockbuster with my mother. Back then, she told me it was cute, but she preferred the original. Yesterday was Mother's Day. And I was like, oh, yeah, I got to go home, Mom. I got to watch the movie. I got to watch it again. She said, oh, what you guys watching? And my dad, now he takes a vested interest in what we watch from week to week now. I don't know when this happened, but now he be interested. I hope
he's not listening.
He hasn't said that he listened or not, but I know that he used to watch my vlogs on YouTube, and I posted a vlog and I was in Vegas, and he called me and made me snatch that shit down. So I don't know if he listens to this or not. But yesterday,
think I'm a heathen.
Y'all heard my voice straight up. Change.
Oh shit! That's why I don't let my mama know. She be asking about the podcast, and I be like, "I'm sorry."
I know my mom and dad don't have Apple, and my mom don't have like no streaming anything. No, my dad, he may or may not have Pandora, Spotify, whatever. I don't know, because he just be hip. He got TikTok, and I didn't find out he had a TikTok until I sent him the
My
video.
TikTok
and then
is clean, so that's fine.
I don't have nothing on TikTok either, but I was just shocked that he had it. Period.
No, the older our parents, they like to scroll.
My
They
mom
like
got
to
a
scroll
whole.
on the
My mom
TikTok.
got a whole fake Instagram.
Yeah.
My snitching ass cousin Mary Catherine, yeah, I'm calling you out, ho,
Damn.
will go and play it and then go let them listen to it. I mean, we Southern, we're Mississippi.
No.
You know that we getting them double names.
Oh,
I'm
gosh.
sorry. My true name is Brittany Ann.
I saw this movie.
Oh, wait.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't know. Go ahead.
But back to what my mama was saying.
Mhm.
Yesterday, she said that she liked this version, and she does not remember telling me that she liked the original better. And I was confused.
Mamas always do that. I swear, I'm like, is that a mom thing? Y'all just tell us one thing, and then y'all just purposely be like, I didn't tell y'all that just for like.
Because since then, I've been dying to see the original, because she was like, the original is so much better. And now she's talking about something, but I like this version. So that's the reason why I wanted to watch the original so bad.
Mm-hmm. I've seen the original, but I haven't seen it. Like, if I see it now, I'll probably like have similar to the same reaction, because I only remember certain things. I remember the differences between the two, and there's only very slight ones. The differences is what makes this movie PG-13. So I first saw this in the movie theaters, because like I said, this was the era of mall movies, like on ahead on the weekend. And I remember seeing this movie in the theaters definitely is a vibe, because you get a whole different feel. It's dark in the theater, super suspenseful. This is definitely the era that if your parents was coming up in the money and y'all was moving, y'all had a modern house, or parents was remodeling their home to the more modern look and things like that. So this was just, I guess it was nostalgic for me. And I hate saying that the early 2000s is nostalgic. What the hell? That was yesterday. Shut up. It's like, now I get it now, because that really did just feel like yesterday to me. But I'm like, damn.
My brother was born 20 years ago.
My nieces and nephews, it still blows me that they grown. But okay, I'm not trying to be that person. Go ahead, somebody.
I too also saw this in the theater, and I admit I was excited as hell. I was, the closest theater to me was just a little mini 2-screener theater. So I was hoping against hope that it was going to be showing there. I kept on calling the theater, be like, hey, are you going to be playing this? And they're like, oh, we don't know yet. And then usually it's just a recording, but I managed to get someone that time. And then finally, when I called, I think it was late Thursday night. This was before they did the Thursday night screenings and all that stuff that you know. And the recording said, when a stranger calls, and I'm like, bitch, yes. So I hit up my best friend. I'm like, girl, we are going. So I can't remember if I saw this first or the original, but I do know I prefer this one because of the whole middle portion. I love the front end and the back end of the original. The whole middle portion just takes me out. It was not for me, and that's because when I watched the original, I was thinking it was going to be more in line of what the remake was.
So that makes sense.
It really wasn't.
That makes sense, not to cut you off, but earlier when I was saying I've seen the original, I just don't really recall. That's really all I recall is the very beginning, that whole thing, because that's the thing, and the ending. And one part that I don't want to mention because it doesn't happen in this movie, but yeah.
You're thinking of the sequel?
Pardon?
You're thinking of When a Stranger Calls Back? The sequel?
I don't want to say it because I think that happens in the first movie. I haven't seen the sequel.
Oh, the sequel is actually fantastic.
I've heard that.
I have that on my list too.
Yeah, I've heard that. Okay, we'll find. I'm pretty sure because this always happens to us. Every time we think about doing a movie and we decide not to do it, or we do it and it's not streaming, as soon as we're done with the episode and we don't care about it no more, it's streaming. It happens every time. Every single time. So When a Stranger Calls, the original, and probably the sequel is probably gonna be on HBO Max or some shit in a month.
I believe. I think I saw the original on Prime recently. And then
See?
I think the sequel has always been on there. I think it's either on there or Tubi. So
probably. I believe that. I could believe that.
Oh yeah, When a Stranger Calls is on Peacock.
I want to
The
see
original.
a peacock. Yep, peacock.
Every time I hear Peacock, that's the first thing, and it's just like I just want them to like buy the song or just have their own version, because why not? Like, you want to see my streaming service? Like, what am I streaming? Like, what does my Peacock look like? You know, we can make that span.
I saw this movie in theaters. I remember a lot about the film, but not that much. But I just rewatched it, so that's why it was fresh in my mind. But I enjoyed the hell out of it though when I was watching it.
Yeah, I can't deny that. I do. It was a good rewatch. I had mixed feelings. I'll say that, and we'll talk about it later.
This movie is directed by Simon West.
Can I just really quick? And I think Brittany might have seen this movie. I don't know, but I know Cody has seen it. I know John May has not seen this movie. But y'all know Mary Herron. They was gonna let her do this. American Psycho, Mary Herron.
What?
Interesting.
What? Her?
You know what this would have been?
Now you know I've seen American Psycho. You know that.
That's why I was like, I think you've seen it, but I don't like to like assume, because then somebody be like, no, I haven't. Oh, my bad. Anybody else want to pick up Mary Herron before John Day segues?
I feel like if she would have done it, it definitely would have been more of a slow burn in a way, more psychological than like a jump scare film.
And I would have liked that more.
Not to say this one wouldn't have had, not to say that, this one doesn't have any tension, because it sure as hell does.
It does.
But it definitely, obviously, would have been more psychological, slower driven.
I'm right here with you. Every single word, because this is fun. This is cool the way it is. It's for teenagers. That's really the best way you describe it. It was for us at the time. If Mary had have done this would have been one of those movies that it probably would have aged a lot better than it did. Probably. But I'm just like, oh, okay, Johnny, take me away, sis, because that one took me out.
Take me away.
Oh, wait,
I wanna shout out. Take me away, 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 away. Freaky Friday, y'all.
I'll talk about it too.
And round, here we go again.
I wish my hair was down.
What were you saying, Brittany?
I was talking about two, not one.
Oh. This movie was written by Jake Wade Hall and based on 1979's When a Stranger Calls. Produced by John Davis, Wick Godfrey, and Ken Lemberger. Starring Camilla Bell as Jill Johnson.
She was not about to be starring in nothing for a second, because, okay, and I know this happens a lot, but she was gonna turn this down because she don't like horror movies, and that's okay. Yep. It ain't for everybody. Everybody can't fit in the bad bitch genre.
It's a genre. Not everybody fits on the roster.
As she starred in a movie where her ass gets eaten up by little tiny dinosaurs.
Right. I was like, girl, like, that's a horror movie. How you not gonna like this? If y'all don't know what we talking about, she was in Jurassic Park, one of them. I don't know which one is it?
Lost World, Jurassic Park 2.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, if you don't, you'll see her. She comes and goes. But yeah, so the director had convinced her that this was like more of a psychological thriller versus a horror movie. And she was like, okay. But then she was also supposed to be in Black Christmas, the 2006 one. But I think the schedules like ran into each other. She couldn't do both.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Considering Katie Cassidy is in that one too.
Right. Well, Katie Cassidy is barely in this one, so I guess that's why she had the time.
Tommy Flanagan is the stranger. Katie Cassidy is Tiffany Madison. Tessa Thompson is Scarlett.
A baby one. Oh my God,
Scary
that baby face.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is her first. This is a bunch of people's first movie.
Yeah,
but...
it was her first movie and Katie Cassidy's first movie. But Tessa was on Veronica Mars. This is actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to watch it.
See, I knew like that was one. Again, don't watch TV. This has been a thing for me. Don't watch TV. But I knew about Veronica Mars, but I wasn't like into it.
That was my show.
Yeah, I was late on the Veronica train. The marshmallow train. That's what they call it, marshmallows, right? Anyway, I thought they're called and
I don't remember what their school mascot
like
was.
the fans
Oh.
of Veronica Mars, I think, are called
The
marshmallows.
marshmallows.
Yeah. Marshmallows? Since I don't recall that. I just remember being pressed for when they finally made the full length movie.
Yeah, the movie is good. I think the follow ups, like most recent season they had though was awful.
Yeah, it was
but
terrible.
Anyway, so I was late to that train and I watched it for the first time a couple of years ago and I loved it.
So great. We have Brian Garrity as Bobby, Clark Gregg as Ben Johnson. And it's so funny because when he was driving, because he plays the dad, when he was driving the daughter up there, Brandon was like, "Hey, that's Coulson," for all my Marvel people. There's Derek DeLint as Dr. Mandrakis, and then Kate Jennings Grant as Kelly Mandrakis, and David Denman as Officer Burroughs. Cinematography was done by Peter Menzies Jr., edited by Jeff Betancourt, music by James Dooley. The production company is Telestranger Productions, which is kind of weird. And it's distributed by Sony Pictures.
I'm sorry. Because you'd be so genuinely concerned. I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at you.
Because it's like Telestranger, but then it's also Telestranger.
Right.
Kind of weird.
No, let me tell you what's weird. The promo for this movie, and it's like I love stuff like this, but also at the same time, I'd be like, ooh, who was the marketing genius behind this? So AOL Instant Messenger, y'all remember?
Yep.
They ran ads having users to IM Jill 202306. So when you message Jill, it would be Jill talking to you, but she would like be freaking out, talking about she got this call from this stranger, like telling her to check the kids, all of that. And then she gave you a toll-free phone number, one of those like 877 numbers, and you were supposed to call it. And when you called it, you heard an ad for the movie. And then to like make everything match the DVD version of the movie, I guess, because I wasn't looking that deep and I didn't know till after I watched the movie, so I ain't checked the facts. But apparently, the screen name that's in that appears in the movie at some point. It's supposed to like be like a oh my gosh type thing, but yeah. Then it's another version where she directs you to this website where she asks you to like watch the camera, and it has like the stranger's shadow like moving in the different surveillance cameras.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, I would have loved that. They don't do it like that no more. Like we don't
They
get like
did something like that for the Carrie remake. Sorry, Ashley.
It's okay. I mean,
like because they had you. I don't know if it's like they had you call one number for
yeah, I remember
Margaret or Carrie, but they had you call the White House.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do remember that because I actually think I did it. Because, see, I didn't dislike it then. It took me a minute to dislike that movie. But that's neither here nor there because I'm not going to get us hype for that. But also, this was, I think, Cody, I think you would like this info if you didn't know this already. This was going to get greenlit for a sequel, rumored to be titled When a Stranger Returns, and Hayden Panettiere was going to play the babysitter.
I would love that.
I would have died.
And they canceled it.
Because of course they
we all would have
ruined
lived.
my hopes and dreams, Sony.
We all would have lived because here's the thing. I mean, clearly, I'm guessing this probably would have came out before Kirby, and I hate when I see like what we could have had in horror. It's like I'd be grateful because we barely get shit, so I'd be grateful for what we get. But when I find out what we could have had, I just be like, you know what? Y'all don't love us. It's okay.
And it would have been such a perfect tie-in too to have her ultimately be in Scream 4 after doing that.
Yes, like just Wes would have had a field day with that.
Don't forget that they had a MySpace page for Jill.
They
did?
Part
of marketing. Yeah. So they created a MySpace profile for Jill 051606 featuring photos from the film, and users could add the profile as a friend, leave comments, and read her blog.
Oh, so now that makes sense because obviously that whole date was supposed to go with the May 16, 2006 release date for the DVD. Got you. See, I love all that, and I miss MySpace.
Bring back Tom.
Okay. Can we trademark for Tom?
Right.
Okay, let me shut up or he shuts the park down. Take us to the queue line, sis. Play me off.
So I know that you talked about having a sequel for Hayden, but did you know that Jake Wade Wall wanted to create a sequel with Bloody Disgusting? He talked about it September 2020. And the way that he would do it is he would have the film be a remake of the second half of the original. So now, Jill is older, she has a family, and the killer has escaped the asylum. So to kind of be like how they did Halloween 2018.
I wouldn't have minded that.
I think that's fine. I just think any way you do this movie is going to date itself, no matter how you do it, because phones are always going to change. And like I said, I'm fine with it because we'll talk about the phones in this movie later. But yeah, I'm fine with it. This is, as much as I hate saying it, and I have my rules and regulations for remakes, we always talk about this. But this, I'm fine with this getting something new. But make it dark, though. Make it dark.
Are you guys ready to go to the queue line?
Yes, because I think Mark is going to be banging down our door next. So,
oh no.
Race you there.
Step in line. Your number is near. Follow the signs. Your time is here.
In honor of MySpace and the early 2000s and creepy ass phones, we're going to play a quiz. Yay! And in this quiz, you're going to tell us your MySpace preferences, and we're going to give you a cell phone from the early 2000s. Right. All right. First question. Pick your profile song. I'd write Sins Not Tragedies by Panic at the Disco, Runaway Love by Ludacris and Mary J. Blige, Lollipop by Lil Wayne, or I Kissed a Girl by Katy Perry.
I just want to say, what a fucking time to be alive. I don't like this because the Libra in me is triggered because all of these songs, except for Katy Perry, all three of these songs were on my page at one point. I will never forget the first time I heard PAD, and this was the first song I heard. I will never forget what that felt like.
I imagine as we enter the future.
Somebody burned it for me on a CD.
Sorry.
Do you know how much someone loves you to burn a CD for you?
What a beautiful wedding.
It says the bridesmaid to a waiter.
What a shame. Groom bride is so
Horn.
I
chimed in with a
haven't you people ever heard of? Closes in the goddamn door.
No, it's much better to taste these kinds of things.
What is that?
I chime in. Haven't you people? Oh, we all.
So okay, I think are we all just gonna pick
karaoke in the queue line?
Are we all just gonna pick? Because it's like, but also Lollipop, like rest in peace to Static Major. But then I was dramatic as fuck with Runaway Love.
I'm sorry. I love all these songs, but none of them hit like Panic at the Disco. So
yeah,
Panic at the Disco is my choice.
I think, but I don't know. Cause
I will. I like just like now. I will break out right now. I don't give a fuck if I'm at work. I don't give a fuck if I'm getting a presentation. If I hear that shit, fuck Brittany. Fuck professional Brittany. Like, hi, my name is Brittany. Nice to meet you. I worked on such and such and such. Fuck that. I chime in. Haven't you people ever heard of? So you know what? I gotta pick it. No problem. Professional Brittany's gone.
Am I the hold up? Are we all waiting on?
No, I don't think Cody gave him.
No.
Go ahead, Cody.
I'm going with Lollipop because that movie had me in a freaking chokehold.
Okay, thank you. Because I'm just like, no, I think I gotta go with Lollipop. Shawty wanna lick me like a lollipop.
But no, I was really gonna say that at the time, I truly did not know. I was talking about what it was talking about.
Oh, neither did I.
Y'all really thought this nigga was talking about lollipops?
I didn't know what he was talking about. I just like the song.
Yes, I did actually.
We was old enough at that point.
No,
We was
no,
old
I
enough.
was sheltered. No, I was very
that's
sheltered.
so sweet. No, I love hearing that, but no, baby. I'm
I
thinking.
I mean, I
was
picked it
hot.
up maybe.
Doesn't seem
No, I feel like
vibrating.
somebody used it in an innuendo, and then you just picked up on it.
Yeah, it's one of the things you just picked up on.
I was a little slow, y'all.
Who's the number one in your top 8? Is it your mama, your best friend, your cousin, or some random person on the internet?
It's
It's
different if you had a
Sabrina.
random person. Like you hated everybody. Like damn, a rando. Mine is my best friend because first of all, my mama did not have a MySpace.
Right?
No. My cousins, I was trying to actively avoid any relative on MySpace. My sisters, I was cool with them, but that's because this was at the point where they were like seeing me as like one of them and not their little sister. So it's still my best friend now.
Yeah, I got my best friend too.
It'd be my best friend, but it was a huge drama when you had a bunch of close friends and you're like, why aren't I your number one?
See, that's when I would use one of my sisters. I'd be like, see, I gotta put my sisters, and then that way you can be mad.
What were you saying, Brittany?
It's Sabrina, because she's only 15 years older than me, so she knows how to use. She had MySpace, so she was her number one friend. Survivors, in case I haven't ever mentioned her by her, government before. Sabrina is my mama. Yes, I know. I call her by her government sometimes. I live in a completely different city than she does. She can't catch me now.
Pick your go-to comment. Pick for pick. It's what is that? The less than sign with the 3.
The heart.
It's hard.
I know it's a heart, but you gotta explain.
Yeah.
Because, these new
Okay,
kids may not
facts.
know. It's
Facts.
a heart, but in order to make the heart, you gotta do the less than sign and the 3. Then you have RAR XD, which is I love you and dinosaur. And then nice.
What the fuck was wrong with
Okay,
us?
I did not know that roar meant that, but
Yeah,
You hear that? Yes. It means I love
yeah,
you with dinosaur.
it means I love you and dinosaur.
Rawr.
We Hearted taught me that. Yo, what the hell was wrong with us? But you know what? I'm coming through with a pick for pick because I was follow for follow, like for like. Own my picture, honey. Let me own one of your pictures.
So I never used pick for pick, and I knew a lot of people who used RAR because I had a lot of emo friends, because that's the crowd that used RAR, was the emo kids. But I did a lot of the heart one. The heart one was my go-to.
I feel like mine was the heart too.
I know that I mentioned this socially awkward part. Y'all know I use RAR. I use that shit.
I
Like
seen that. I could have seen that coming. I
Yeah.
knew you was gonna pick that. I saw that.
That's why I had my hand over my face and my eyebrows slightly raised me talking about the emo kids, and I was like, shit. She saw me. She pegged me like a motherfucker. Did I use the heart too? Yes. I've never used pick for pick.
Yeah,
Nice.
there you go.
I mean,
Yeah.
Nice reminds me of like the creepy old man who don't know what else to put on your picture, but nice. Like
Nice.
that's weird.
And he
Yeah,
got them glasses on, them tinted glasses, and it's just his face in the profile. Oh, okay, stop it. Next. Don't even get off the bus. Right at the stairs of the bus. Next.
Pick your profile theme colors: black and white, pink and purple, blue and sea green, white and blue.
Okay, these color combos are weak as hell. So because they're so weak, even though that blue and sea green kind of go hard though, but we just gonna keep it black and white because I was always trying to make my MySpace page black when everybody's had like the white base layouts.
I hated work-based layouts.
Yeah, I always made mine black.
Mine was always colorful, so I'm gonna go with pink and purple.
I'm gonna go with the one that was closest to mine because I was in that phase where I liked fire. So I had like blue flames in my background. I'm pretty sure it was like it was blue and it had like a little skull on fire, so it was like Ghost Rider but blue flames.
That's
Okay.
cute. I can see that.
So
I can
yeah,
see that in my head.
I'm going with the blue and sea green because it's closest.
Yep, yeah. What part of RAR in what was it? Anime otaku culture was y'all not getting? I'm going with black and white, and that shit was covered with just alternating anime wallpapers. I had Elfin Lied. I had Chobits. It was a great time to be alive. Really loved it.
Pick a symbol decoration. We have a heart that's not filled in. We have like a semi 3D star. What is that? Is that like a
Sparkle?
It's a sparkle. It reminds me of what be going in between the Louis Vuitton logo.
Yeah.
And then you have a little daisy flower.
Let's be honest. If you've ever seen me sign anything, I still sign with a goddamn star, like I'm in middle school. And I started that shit in middle school. It just never left me. Everything I sign has a star on it. So if I sign something and it does not have a star, I didn't sign it. This means someone is forging my shit. This means y'all need to come find me, okay? That's how you know it was me. So if you don't see a star, it wasn't me. So I'm picking a star.
When you're famous, more famous than now, your trademark logo you're famous now, but once you like totally boom yourself up, like that's right, bitches. That's me, you know.
You're so sweet. But yeah, no, that was
you're
my
gonna
train
have
of thought.
you're gonna have the star for the A.
Yes, that's how I draw it now, kind of.
Yeah.
I try to make it look like a star.
It looks like a star now. That's how she used to do it on her in her pro cheer days.
Okay. Look, I'm looking, all the stuff is like down here on the floor, but I'm not about to dig that up. That's a lie.
I didn't use any of these, but if I did, I would go with the star because it is cute.
Cody, what did you use? Like, what was your, like, that's not these?
Oh gosh, I don't even remember.
I just feel like it was like cheat codes to different ones. You had to figure them out.
Yeah.
Or you had to like copy and paste. What was that website? It was some website that had like all of them. You could just like copy them and then put them in your little MySpace.
Honestly, I was probably boring and just use a regular basic bullet. A bullet or one of those fancy arrows.
No, I was at my Facebook, the memories. I used to start all my statuses with an arrow pointing at the stat. It was an X dash greater than sign.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Oh. All right. Enough of my cringe.
It's so cute. I always use the heart. It's just adorable.
Yeah.
And I just can't pass on it. I love adorable things. I mean, I love Hello Kitty. That the heart just fits.
I got you. So, what's your best tip for taking and editing pictures? Use heavy saturation, take your pics at high angles, make all of your pics black and white, or hashtag no filter.
Attacked. The heavy saturation. Oh my God, we were so bored. Ew.
You had to make them brighter somehow.
You really did. Oh my goodness. But no, the taking pics at high angles, that was your girl. Okay.
Yeah, that's me. That's still me. Depending on what I'm doing, if it's a mirror pic, I'd be like,
oh. No, I brought it down. No, I can't go out like that. I
it's
figured
still
out
in front of my face. Like,
nope, I brought it in. Now on FaceTime, I'm definitely gonna hit you with but we in the mirror, I'm putting it. It gotta be eye level. I figured it out. I found my angle. You just gotta find it, and then you be like, okay, I got it.
Mine, I use both the high angles and black and whites, not at the same time, but I think more often than not, I use the high angle.
Because it's like you would use the high angle, your knees twisted into each. We were ugly.
yep. Like,
I just did high angle so my double chin doesn't show.
Bye, Coco. Bye, Coco.
I will not allow it.
Not at all.
No. I too
Okay.
use the high angles. That's where the fuck I was at.
I love us, y'all.
I had a
love us
formula
for
down.
real.
And you know what? Sometimes I was like all the way up here with this bitch. I was like on my tippy toes.
you know what I would do sometimes?
But
I would
yeah.
like prop it up in like a bookcase or something else and do a timer and just be like,
Run.
Oh no!
and squished down like.
So at one point in time, I had gotten to the point where I would like, this was past, this was into the thou when they had the 10 at the end of it. Because I don't know how the fuck to phrase them. But when it was after the 10s, I used to take my laptop, my MacBook, put it on a high shelf, and then take pictures like that. Let me tell you, so
not
I
that
had
big ass MacBook Pro. I'm on my MacBook Pro from college. This thing is big. No, you didn't.
You didn't even let me finish. So I have silhouette pictures of me where it was like it was gray. It was grayscale, and it was like me in the lighting, and I took it with photo booth from Apple.
Which MacBook is this? Is this the colorful MacBook?
Mm-mm.
Oh,
the
okay.
silver one.
Mm-hmm.
No,
so it's literally this one that I have. Okay.
I didn't have an MacBook in my teens, but I had like a Dell, and I used the feature where you could, like the camera feature on there, where you could have all these different functions. Like I had like the strobe green lights coming on me. You could do like the mirror image.
We just thought that this was top tier technology, like riding a roller coaster in the phone.
Damn it! If y'all go back and look on my Facebook, you'll see me holding my hands like this in this sweet, innocent, like Britney looking pose. I promise if you go look at my albums, most of them make me look like this and sweet baby angel. You'd be like, who the fuck is this bitch? Because this isn't the Britney I know. Just like,
you were full on Jennifer Check in the promos, like in her little school outfit, just looking all sweet and innocent, but we know because the land under the desk. But
exactly. You'd be like, Britney? Who is this? And I'd be like, oh, that's me. No, the fuck it's not. Who is this? You have a sister? I'm like, I don't have sisters. I don't have birth sisters. This isn't. I have sorority sisters, but not birth sisters. But no, this isn't me. No.
Pick a profile font. We have a pretty cursive one. We have one that kind of look like chicken scratch. We have one that is very bold, and then we have one that is between bold and thin, but like the letters are a little more spaced out.
So this pisses me off because they could have just really wrote what font it is.
Right.
So like, oh, you know what? Okay, so the first one is like this one. The second one is like this one. The third one is like this one. And the fourth one is like this one.
I'm going with the first one, the cursive one.
Okay, y'all, I found out, I think I know what they are though. One's monospace. I did not know that was a fucking thing.
Yeah, I think the monospace one is the one in the bottom left.
I mean, but that's the one that was like this one.
Yeah, bottom right is monospace.
No, bottom right.
Oh, this one.
Yeah, that's monospace.
Okay. The other one is sans serif.
That's the top one.
Mm-hmm.
Top one. So that's
top right.
Yeah, that's the scratchy one. This one.
Sans serif is bottom left.
Oh, bottom left.
Oh, that's this one.
Script is top left.
Right.
Oh, y'all letting me do
this. And I think this one, I don't know, this was a newer one, so I didn't find that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna pick as far as MySpace profiles go, I'm picking this one. That bottom left loud one.
You know, the way you're doing that is making me think of that part in Spice World, the movie, where it's like, should I wear the little Gucci dress, or the little Gucci dress?
Yes! If anybody is watching this circle, sidebar real quick, because I know we need to go. But if you're watching the circle and you've gotten far enough and you've seen who's on the show, but apparently, here's the thing. Apparently, Coco told me that Netflix fucked up the money and told everybody who was going to be on the show beforehand. Now, y'all know me. I do a really good job of just staying out the mix. So I had no idea.
Yeah, no, I seen the thing on, I followed Circle on Instagram. So as I was scrolling, I seen but I still,
for some reason, never seen it.
And they show them on the home screen.
Never seen
when you're scrolling Netflix.
BJ, every time when we started watching it, we still got a few episodes to go. Well, one episode to go to be caught up for this week. But when they walked out, and spoiler alert for the circle in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, when the fucking Spice Girls walked out, I jumped out of my motherfucking body. Do y'all know that I'm a goddamn Spice Girl? Do you know that I am Baby and Scary in one? And it was It was my favorites. I like BJ didn't know what to do because I was crying. I was hyperventilating. You would have thought they were standing in front of me. Like, I feel like everybody should have experienced it the way I did, not knowing that they were going to pop up. Okay, I'm done.
Mine would be whatever the second one is, the one that's kind of wavy, but you called it chicken scratch. Like, when I used MySpace, I was more about the bubble font, and so this is the closest one.
That remind me of Juno font.
I can see that.
No, I forgot completely. I went on a tangent about describing them and just completely ignored it. I'm picking the scripty font. I want it to be fancy. Font.
And the last one, pick a custom cursor. A cutout of Ryan Ross and Brendan Urie, a rainbow, pink hearts, or the rock on hand sign.
I definitely had a celebrity cursor. And it was of Kirsten Dunst, but I guess I'm gonna have to go with Ryan Ross and Brandon Urie because
that works.
the closest.
Yeah, that's so cute. That's so Coco. I am going with the pink hearts because I had the one that like trailed and kind of like followed and danced to the page.
I'm gonna go with pink hearts as well.
I hate the color pink, but I have to go with pink hearts because my shit was trailing and all the other ones don't give me trailing.
So I have the Nokia 3310 and I have no idea what that phone is because I've never seen this before.
Let us see
Me
the
too.
picture. Oh. It looked like the slide up one. I feel like I've seen that phone before.
I've never seen that shit.
I never saw that either.
I got the sidekick. Y'all all know bad bitches had the sidekick.
I wanted that, but I didn't have T-Mobile.
I ain't had a sidekick either. I always had somebody's hand me down and it never worked. That was okay. It was okay. It's all right.
Closest I had to a sidekick was the LG Scoop.
Is that no? Okay, no. I'm thinking because I had the Juke, and I think I'm thinking of like the chocolate. I don't think that's the Scoop.
Survivors, it happened again.
Uh-oh.
You actually got the same damn thing.
Oh, look at the twinsies.
Wait, let me
You
try that
guys
again.
got the same thing? We got the same thing. Well, survivors, you can let us know what your results
Okay.
are.
So
Uh-oh.
the picture that they put for the Nokia 3310 is a reimagined version in 2017. Do you want to know what that Nokia phone is? It's the original Nokia phone. The one where you'd play the snake on it. The one that was about like this big. It was blue.
I had that.
So that's what the 3310 is.
Them motherfuckers.
Oh, so it doesn't slide up. Okay, I got you. Okay, so it's a smaller version, but it's still clunky and blocky.
No, I thought you were going to say that you had another Doodle Bear situation on your hands.
Yeah.
Pretty much. I guess she didn't want to be a sidekick, but that's okay. Everybody can't fit in the bad bitch genre.
Not everybody fits on the rasta.
I've said I had a sidekick before. I've had one.
It's a genre.
I don't know. I just wanted, I wanted the razor. I've been wanting a razor for 2 fucking quizzes, and I still don't fucking get it. These quizzes hate me.
Well, you ain't got it
They
by
have to
now.
get
You just ain't getting it.
It was
Because
the goddamn.
guess what?
It was the goddamn Illuminati.
Girl, what?
It was your choices. The consequences of your actions.
Not the bad Illuminati, the cool Illuminati.
No, it's
The Illuma what?
it's the bad Illuminati. This is. I can say nothing else, but it was the Illuminati.
All right, you guys. I think that wraps up this week's Q line. Are you ready to take this ride?
Let's
do it.
Let's go. I want to go on a trip.
Let's get the
Go on an adventure, Charlie.
But wait, really, I want to go on a trip. I'm getting antsy.
Oh my gosh.
When we come back, we'll be getting into 2006's When a Stranger Calls.
Hello? Is anyone there? I could have at least driven myself, Dad.
But I want you driving home alone this far so late at night. Wow. You must be Jill. We were so thrilled to find a babysitter at the last minute.
Just make yourself at home.
Hello?
Have you checked the children?
This feature cannot be used with the number.
Hello? Who is this?
Hello?
Bobby?
Jill, is that you?
Have you been calling me?
Can I speak with the police?
Has he threatened you?
He just keeps on calling.
You're safe inside that house.
Why are you doing this? What do you want?
Stop calling me, you
Jill, it's
sick...
the police. We traced the call. It's coming from inside the house. You hear me? It's coming from inside the house.
I do not remember, but I've had to have seen this trailer to have gone see the movie. I mean, not necessarily, but I don't know. But I'm like, damn, y'all just told us.
Yeah, I don't. Which one did you see? My trailer that I saw was 2 minutes and 22 seconds.
I think I saw one that was like 1 minute and 44 seconds. It had like title. You would have liked it if you didn't see this one. You would have liked this one because it had that man in the voice. I don't know if it was Dave McCray, but you always know I'm always saying it's Dave McCray. And it had title cards.
Did it have the red title cards?
Yeah,
that's the one I watched. It was like a minute
and 44 seconds.
Don't know, not good with time, but it was short as fuck.
Yeah, mine was 2 minutes and 22 seconds, and I hated it. Maybe I should watch the minute.
Why was it that long? Why? It's because I'm not being.
I think this was a DVD release trailer that I watched.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think mine had a narration over it.
Yeah, mine didn't have a narration either. How long was yours, Cody?
Says 144.
I don't know.
But I'm pretty sure this was the primary theatrical trailer because it pretty much shows everything.
Yeah, it's always different ones. I like when we watch different ones because you can see the different ways they cut it and splice it. The one that I guess Brittany and I watched, I will say the cuts and what they did with the stranger's shadows, different scenes, because it happens and goes by so quick. That was kind of cool, but still, like I said, you knew everything. You literally knew everything. The only thing you didn't know is why she here in the first place, which we don't care, but you know.
So one thing that I am upset about as far as marketing and the trailers and all of that was that the whole, well, we're in spoiled territory, but the whole fact that the call was coming from in front of the house, that was supposed to be a plot twist. So I'm mad that they use it as their main marketing piece.
Yeah, and it's like, I get it. This is a remake, so you would be like, well, this is an age-old tale. People know that, but this was made for us. I didn't know that. Like I said, I can't remember if when I was that age that I seen the commercial or not. I really don't recall. But you really could have kept that for the young ones that didn't know.
Yeah. I do think that they should have kept it out because even before I even knew the story of it going in because I'm pretty sure Urban Legend spoiled it for me because they talk about it in the movie. Mm-hmm. So I kind of knew the Urban Legend beforehand. So
okay. And yeah, you are right. I did know about this. I did. But it's still just like, oh shit, I forgot this is this. Oh my God. It don't take much to please. Y'all know.
But I do also remember, because some of the clips they showed in the trailer, I thought more stuff was going to happen outside the house because it showed the fair, clips of the fair, and it shows her pulling the kids out of the box. So I thought there was going to be stuff that happens outside the house somehow. Mm-hmm. The way it was all edited together.
Yeah. I think, I don't know how that would have fared if they had taken this outside of the home. I think they could have done a lot more. Let's talk about it.
Go ahead, Nate.
The movie starts out with a phone call in the background of a shot of a house, panning to a pop-up carnival behind it.
Hey,
The
look, it's our
caller-
park. No, I'm just kidding.
I got a question.
Not this rinky-dink pop-up carnival.
How the fuck they even able to get a carnival behind all them houses? Cause I feel like they wouldn't have allowed that shit. They would have been mad.
I mean,
fuck.
if it's
they do it.
If it's an open field, then it's fine.
Yeah, I
That's how they
mean,
do it here.
the
in the
fair near
Midwest.
my hometown, the fairgrounds are like right in the middle of town. So there's houses next to it, next to the arena. There's a Domino's across the street.
Wait, so is it suburbia? In the middle of like smack dab in the middle of suburbia?
I mean, the one in Gary, Lake County Fair is not in Gary, but in that area, yes, is literally smack dab in suburbia. It's just an open field that's just big enough for them to set up the Lake County Fair. It has like the fairgrounds for like the animals, all that stuff. It's just there. It's been there for years. In Indianapolis, it's a designated fairground, but it is literally in the middle of the city. It's not like you got to drive through like, I don't know.
Shit, here,
like
they be putting them in mall parking lots.
Yeah, mall parking lots.
Like, put them anywhere.
We get Baltimore get pop-up fairs all the time through the summer. Oh, this is a time.
Oh, you know what? I have to remember that I'm thinking from a southern. Y'all, I'm not talking like the South is bad. I'm just saying that we have a lot more land with less. The houses are more spread out. So we had them at malls, but they were farther away from the houses. And then we had one in town, and the houses were past the railroad track. So it was still easier to get to, but it was on the bridge of like our industrial area and where the houses were. So ours weren't smack in the middle of suburbia. So I was like, damn, how the fuck is this working? Because our people would have raised
jealous of those kids who can just come out
there
and the fairs right there. I'm like, you bitch. Y'all summers was lit. Y'all probably was just walking across the street undetected, getting up in there. Well, I mean, you can enter fairs for free. Like they would just have those days you had to have a wristband. You gotta have a wristband. You wanted
wristbands you couldn't get off for shit.
Yeah, okay. Had them on for weeks.
It just held on.
So hard. They really did, because my brother, he had this whole thing where wherever we went, he would keep the wristbands on. And we would have to telling me about convince this. Like, him. He would have all of them. Like everywhere we went, all of them, would never take them off. We had to convince him to cut them bitches off. And that it was nasty now because he done showered multiple times and they still want stressed. Okay, but back to this phone call. So the caller is taunting a young girl on the phone by just calling her and not really saying anything, or just by asking her simple questions. And after seeing multiple shots of the carnival in the neighborhood, we're back at the house, looking in the window, and a light comes on. And a bunch of screaming ensues, which lets you know someone done died.
I really like this opening scene. For me, I'm a fan of, I guess, is tell not show, I guess, because you don't see anything. All you do is just hear it. And it's clever because when the attack happens and all the screaming is going, no one can hear it because everyone's at the fair having a good time, and all that ambient noises is just drowning an otherwise quiet neighborhood. Like Brittany was saying earlier, this is in the middle of suburbia. So if the fair wasn't here, people probably would have heard the screaming and maybe could have intervened, maybe. But because this was just like perfect night setup that nobody could hear them screaming, it's just crazy. But I definitely like this. I like the way that this is shot. I wish they would have done more of this in the movie.
I agree. It was super chilling from how they shot it outside the house, like a good distance away, but you can still see what's going on. Like, because if you look closely, you can see the outline of the stranger in the window. But then, boom, when it turns on, you see him just lunge at her. Like, that is so much more chilling than if it were to be like in the house with her and she were to open the door and he'd be standing there.
And then I guess also it would be too much like Scream, which I know that technically this original one did it first. But when you think about it, Scream is just flawless and everybody's just going to lose to Scream. I'm sorry. But it would have been too much like that had they done it from inside the house too.
The next day, the detective arrives to the scene of the crime. As soon as he opened the door to see the scene. He looks horrified and like he wants to puke. As he waits outside getting some air, a body or bodies is brought out in multiple bags.
My question. Is there a version where like you see what was in the room, or they just all get brought out in various? What movie am I also thinking of where they be like, "Hey, you forgot something," and they run out and bring a piece of somebody's body? I don't know what movie it is, but there's another movie that does the exact scene, not the same way, but they literally like run out holding people's body in pieces.
I know what you're talking about.
I do too. I just can't think of it.
And I'm like, it's not a Nightmare on Elm Street.
I feel like it was a pretty recent movie.
Yeah, I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So for this movie, the director didn't want to show what the detective sees because he wanted that PG-13 rating.
And so that makes me wonder, like, did they film a potential perspective shot? Because it's like when he opens that door, I'm going to be thinking about that movie, Brittany, but I'm not going to dwell on it because it's going to bother me. But when he opens that door again, I feel like they do a good job because all you do is just hear the pain, you hear the ripping, because apparently this mofo did this with his bare hands. He said, where's the victim? I mean, where's the victim? He said, where's the murder object? Where's the item? What happened? They was like, there wasn't one.
What's none?
Like his bare hands. And
Well,
when you see the body bags come out, it's so many. Apparently it was 3 kids and a babysitter. Is that right? It was so many goddamn body bags.
Yeah, and I feel like definitely the sound effects were more chilling than, again, showing it, I think. Because the fact you are hearing these kids and the babysitter getting ripped apart.
It was too much. I said, damn.
Well,
the fact that one of them was a baby.
Oh, fuck. Like a baby, like arm baby.
Yeah,
I mean, you see it in the they like show it in the picture.
1 year old maybe, because it shows the family picture.
Yeah, because I saw the picture, but it was like usually when I look at those pictures, you guys know how we used to do the family portrait. I say used to because I don't know if people really like do it like how they used to. I know y'all take them, but you know how sometimes they place the kids that you really can't tell who's tall unless you're staring at the picture. So the way they went past it, I did not even clock that was a baby. My heart.
Me either. I wanted to know if they can go the step. Like there was a cut that went the stepfather route that they could have like dropped. There's like a scene later, unedited. What the fuck type of word did I just say? Unedited somewhere.
Now we're 125 miles away in Fern Hill, Colorado, at Fern Hill High School, meeting our main character, Jill. She runs track and can't seem to keep her time down to 24 seconds. She has a jackass ex-boyfriend who kissed one of her best friends, and she's grounded because she went over her minutes and her parents cut her phone off. But this is why she has to babysit to make up the money while all of her friends and the rest of the school are at the bonfire.
The whole minutes conversation, baby, call me after 9 o'clock. I'm free. But because she's talking to Bobby, and I missed all the numbers, but she was on that goddamn phone for like a good, it was close to 400 minutes.
Right.
Oh, girl,
long time.
Long time.
I was very daring with my grandparents. I was always like, well, then you should just get unlimited. It's not that expensive.
Oh, I wish I would.
Oh, I would have been getting up off that floor. I would have been getting off the floor.
It worked.
Well, we can't do that, Coco.
What you mean? Coco, listen, we're not able to do that. I don't think none of us would be sitting here. D180.
That is fair.
We would not be, Mama. Listen. It's like I'm waiting for the episode that I could tell these my mama stories of me and my mom when I was a wild and out teenager. But anyway, no, I wish. I mean, eventually we did get unlimited, but
to be fair, I did obey when I could. But if I were to accidentally, I'd be like, I'm for serious. Get unlimited. It's it would solve all of our problems. So we wouldn't have to worry about accidentally doing it. So it's not for the fact that I purposely was disobeying. It was just like instances where it's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I tried.
Even
just have to use that extra mouth.
you'd be like, oh, and you be like, oh.
See, my dad was a very, 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 very hands-on stickler for anything electronic in our house. I think I already mentioned before how he done put the little software on the computer where it captured every single thing that I typed into the computer. Mm-hmm. Well, when he got that phone bill, he was looking at every single text message I sent out, not literally the messages, but the times in which they were outgoing and incoming. He would also look at every number that I was calling. They would come ask me, whose number is this? Who is that? Who are you talking to at 10 o'clock at night? Who are you talking to at midnight when you were supposed to be asleep?
I hated when the phone bill would come and it was super thick. It was okay, y'all. Look, because I'm not sure because I haven't seen a phone bill in years because all I do is just send my money to my mama because they love me that much. But back in the day, you used to get a fucking packet sent home and it had everybody's number on there. So if y'all had a family plan, everybody had their own individual little file, if you will. Every single number that you called and that called you popped up on this. So your parents
and the times and how long you was on the phone.
Just want to let y'all know they still do that shit now. If you don't, most people don't check their bill like that. But if you go to your bill and go to the paper version, if you only get the wireless, you just hell yeah, okay. You get a breakdown.
Look, listen, it was terrible because they would be on that. You would think it's sweet. You think you sneaking in the middle of the night doing something, and then that phone bill came. And, ooh.
Because my daddy really did look through.
It was terrible. Like, why y'all got this type of time? When are y'all even doing this? Don't y'all got? Because we adulting now, and I barely got time to do anything. Because when did y'all have the time? But before we move on, before I forget. Coco, last time you were here, you were on our Charlotte Russe Chronicles episode, Sorority Row. You're back, another 2000s film. I have to bring up the fashions in this movie. Because Miss Jill was giving Aeropostale. She was giving me Abercrombie. I know they're in trouble right now. But
they should have been in trouble.
Yeah, they have. But she was giving me Hollister. I was just like, okay. Why do we layer our clothes like this?
And you can tell looking at three of the friends in the art room scene between Jill, Tiffany, and Scarlett, each of them had their own style. Like Tiffany was clearly the more fashionable one, like clearly going for the rich stuff. And then Scarlett, she just seemed like, this is comfy. I'm just going to wear this.
She was giving me Bobby Jack. She was the Bobby Jack girl. Like her mama wasn't ready for her to like grow up. So she bought her trendy stuff, but it was still kind of childish, like Justice, Bobby Jack, Psycho Bunny. What's his name? Isn't it Psycho
Happy Bunny?
Happy Bunny. Thank you.
Yes, I used to be obsessed with Happy Bunny. Them bunnies were homicidal.
Love those bunnies.
That was like our first taste in the raunchiness, and then it just went from there.
My nanny still has one of my Happy Bunny magnets on her fridge that I'm gonna get back one day. But yeah, I want it back. I want my Happy Bunny magnet back, but it won't give it back, and it says you smell like duty.
Did y'all peep that? That's hot written on her locker?
I did. I saw that. No, I thought it was cute. I did. Because that's why I'm like, this movie, once again, I know how we talk about things get dated, blah, 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 blah. Sometimes I don't mind it because this movie did feel like every inch of 2006. And I was like, damn, that was 8th grade. I was fine with that. Like 8th going into 9th, whatever summer I went to Pop Warner and we went to Florida. But I was like, damn, this was a good time.
I want to say I had that scarf. The one she was wearing.
The scarf to the floor. I definitely thought something was gonna happen with that damn scarf. But yeah, the thin scarves. I know y'all was scarf girls up in here. Y'all know me. I just had like one or two because it wasn't my thing. But all of that.
I want to talk about the exchange in the art room. So like we find out that obviously Tiffany kissed Bobby.
Right.
And they're obviously in a dispute, rightfully so. I would hate a bitch too for that. And poor Scarlett, bless her heart, she's like, you guys, this is a high school. Can't you just get along? It's like, I'm sorry, Scarlett, but no, this bitch kissed my boyfriend.
Like, since we in high school though, like,
and she's like, we are in high school.
I did like, but it's just like, I don't know, for some reason, movies, and we were low key doing that in high school. That was a thing you had to deal with sometimes, like, but it just killed me because they were still clearly like friends.
Which we get to later when she was too quick to forgive her. I'm like, I would not forgive her.
Okay, girl, you couldn't even come around me without me wanting to slap you. Johnny mentioned this earlier, but before she moves on, bonfire in high school, envious.
Got a one?
No, not in high school. I had them in college, though.
We had them in high school.
We had them in high school too, but what they had, that looked like freaking Burning Man.
Exactly. Like, I was like, well, damn. Like, we had, on the last day, we always had a traditional water gun fight. We were allowed to bring it all to school and just have at it. But
yeah, no, I didn't experience my first bonfire until my senior year in college.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was in college when I had my first bonfire.
I went to school and I went to high school here. And guess what? We had a fucking bonfire and it was huge, just as big as them motherfuckers had it. That's what we had. And it was on the school campus.
So that's expected.
Don't be saying it like that. It was on school property. No,
you have the space for that.
Yeah, you do. You got the space. You got the resources. Like, I would be surprised if y'all didn't do it.
Oh, yeah, that shit was fun too.
So I don't really want to circle back around to talking about how many minutes she went over, but on the way to the Mandrakeses, who she's babysitting for, we found out that she went over her minutes by 800. Like, what the fuck?
Like, that's, girl, and the whole thing is you was talking to Bobby over this little dusty boy. Girl, I'm telling you, look, let me tell you, honey, our what is it, John? 2% of like kids under 18 that listen to this show, dump his ass. Dump her ass. Like, I'm telling you.
800 minutes, you got grounded for talking to this nigga for 800 minutes.
You're not gonna even like think, you're not gonna think about him. Maybe like you might think about him and just like he in 5 years. I'm telling you, like, you're gonna be so mad you wasted them minutes. Like, you pissed right now because look at what the fuck you doing right now. But
yeah, no, that was justified on her parents' end. Like, I would never push. How could you possibly go for that long? You could talk to him after school.
And after 8 wasn't even bad. For us, for Verizon, it had to be after 9.
Yes, I was a Verizon kid. I had to wait till 9. All the rest of my friends, they didn't get all the tea. I'm getting the tea late.
An hour late.
And then I had to be in the bed like at 10:30. So exactly. I didn't have that much time. These are dusty little boys.
I also want to say that driving out to this house is too fucking secluded for me. It's in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Let's talk about it. Because here's the thing. So apparently, and correct me, so this is what I got from this. Jill goes over her minutes. Jill gets put on punishment. The punishment is that she has to babysit to make extra money to pay for those minutes.
Right.
So I'm assuming her parents set this up. Y'all don't know these niggas?
Nope, they came in a recommendation from another family.
Okay, not from the Thomases.
So not they came at a recommendation. She came at a recommendation from another family.
So, because when they pulled up and he was like, "Well, I don't want you driving long out here." I think if my kid can drive, I would rather them have the car so they can get out of there if they needed to. I don't know. Like I said, if she can't drive, that's the thing. But
my parents would have done the same thing. So like I live where I live, you know, my parents live where they live. My brothers have yet to drive out here. Like I have to, and they can drive. Right. I have to bring them out here because they're not comfortable with them driving like long distances.
Right.
So I can see that. My parents didn't let me drive long distances for the longest time.
Because I was definitely driving to my little thing house at the time, and that was like 25-minute distance. So I guess that's not quote unquote far, because this seems like it was out in the boom booms. But it's just like I still just feel like I would want.
But then also,
but then that winding road though, that dark
windy road. There's no
that's
lights.
not safe. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
It wasn't like storming that night.
Deer jumping out of places.
Yeah,
you're right. Never mind. She's
in trouble. It was dark. I
don't know. I just feel like this punishment, I would have maybe the Thomas kids sound like they some badass kids. Just put her with them again. They seem familiar. Just torture her like that. Like, I don't. This call could have been avoided, I feel like.
It could have. So they make it to the house, and Jill meets the Mandrakeses, and she's giving the lay of the land of the home and the rules, setting everything up for later. One, we have our lights automatically cutting on when you enter the room. You have your numbers on the fridge. There's a living housekeeper. Don't forget about the college son who is in the guest house wherever, and don't announce that he's there. And we also have the alarm code.
Okay, so when they talk about the son in college, Jill's like, "You have a son in college?" She wanted to jump his bones.
She wanted to bounce up on it. I said, "Oh, okay, I see you, girl." But then I was trying to see, like, was she trying to be slick and like compliment them, like trying to say, "Girl, you look young." Nah, girl, she wanted it. She knew. She was hoping he came back.
Snapping pictures. How do you like me now, Bobby?
And we did that. Like, do not give me a camera and let me be mad at whoever I was talking to. We was trying to take all the pictures. We was going to upload them to a MySpace album that night or a Facebook album that night. Like, he was about to see it all, honey. But I do like this thing because basically, like John said, everything gets set up. So you already know what's to be expected.
And this house is freaking gorgeous. It's like sport worthy.
I wanted to play Sims. Every time I watch this movie, I want to play Sims. And this is exactly how I build my houses. My houses always have big spacious window because I'm a Tumblr girl, and I'm the Tumblr girl that will blog the interior design, and all my interior design always has the big windows.
This movie is the reason why I would never want big windows.
No,
I mean, yeah, it's
opposite.
like, I feel you, but I still want them. It's just like, close the windows. We'll just have it open in the morning, but morning is scary too because of creep and peach fuzz. But
that shit is creepy.
Shout out to my nigga Peach Fuzz.
My name is Peach Fuzz. Okay.
But y'all, I just want to throw out there that I had a foyer when I went to the Sims and built them, and that's where I put my Black Widow's husbands because they all died mysteriously by drowning. And there was a nice some plants in there. It was great, and there was a pool.
Okay, Debbie.
Right, you one of them.
What are you talking about?
Debbie on Adam's Family Values. Killing all her husbands.
Right.
Oh no, I knew what you meant. I was trying to play it off.
Okay.
Like I ain't know what you meant. I was
Allegedly.
No, but Debbie, that bitch though. You see how they accepted her? They really accepted her, except the last thing that she did. She was cool with the folks until then.
Brittany's gonna have a whole ass slideshow, allegedly, just like Debbie.
Now, quote unquote, alone, Jill is doing what a normal babysitter does. Get to know the house and snoop in all of the mom's things. Playing dress up and gets freaked out. Thinking the Mandrakeses are home, she calls out to them. Hearing nothing, she goes to explore. And she sees that Rosa is feeding the birds. Relieved, she goes back to the couch and gets her first phone call.
Okay. Once again, the whole Maddie vibes, y'all bitches is bold. I never have done this. Now, I've babysat a few times people that weren't my nieces and nephews, so I'm at other people's house. And yes, I do explore. I do be walking through y'all houses. I'm not going through y'all stuff, though. I'm not doing that. Because no, first of all, I always fear that there are nanny cams. Yeah. So the only reason I'm walking through your house is just so I know where shit is, just in case shit go down and I need to plan some action or something like that. So I can grab the baby, do whatever I need to do, and I ain't tripping over shit. That's why I'm walking through your house. But I'm not about to, we picking up jewelry, we fingering through no.
Putting the shit on.
British accents.
Okay. Look, I said,
shit wrong with that. We just gotta lay the land. We need to know where everything is and how it's organized. And your clothes tell me a lot about you. I'm just saying.
Also, once again, I think this is setting everything up because it's different because you get to see the way the house looks during the day, and then when you see it at night, it looks like a whole different house.
Mm-hmm. And it obviously definitely implies that the greenhouse is going to come into play. Like they focus hardcore on that one.
Yeah, which resident plant mama in the house. I
Oh,
was living for it. My plants would first of all, just the stoner in me. I would blow that room down. Okay. Me and my plants, you would find me out there every
Did you have the koi pond?
I would. I think that's so cute. It's so cute. And it was deep. I wouldn't get in there like they was getting up in there, but yeah, I don't want to be swimming with the fish poo.
Now that phone call is over, Jill is talking to Scarlett, giving her the update on the babysitting gig. Scarlett lets her know that Bobby wants her number to the house she's babysitting at, and Jill is all for it.
Girl, y'all hoes weak in the knees. And it was funny because she was like, I sense weakness. She was like, it's okay to give him the number. Girl, no, did you not learn? That's why you here in the first place. Leave Bobby Dusty Butt alone because he had that bonfire. And whatever little girl walked past looking cute, he probably gonna talk to them, girl. Like, just don't set yourself up.
Yeah, Scarlett was definitely like, fuck Bobby, but make up with Tiffany. I'm like, no, fuck them both.
Yeah, like what? And I guess it must have been those situations where they were friends. And this had to be like I don't want to say Regina George, but it had to be one of those type of things for Tiffany. What's her name? Tiffany to turn on her like that, you know? But I guess Scarlett is that middle friend that wants everybody to be happy. But I'm like, girls, take that naive cap off. No, that bitch kiss my man. We not doing this. But also, this is the last we see Tessa, and a waste. I know she was a baby, but it's just like I feel like we could have done more. Like, why she? Well, okay, never mind. Let me not.
She got her due. She's getting that Marvel coin now.
Yeah, she's fine now, but I still feel like we could have did a little bit more in this movie, and I'll hold my tongue.
As soon as Jill hangs up the phone, the alarm goes off, and the security company calls to make sure that everything is copacetic, and then Mrs. Mandrakis calls as well to make sure everything's all good.
No. Has that ever happened to y'all before?
No.
So that's happened to me before. And I'm telling you, it's the scariest thing. Because ring alarms, sometimes they just like randomly go off for whatever reason. Or like if you have the sensitivity all the way up and a leaf blows by, it'll go off. At my old house, before ring alarms were a thing, we was ADT baddies. And sometimes, like, I don't know if it was just like telling you that the battery was low and that's why it went off, but I was by myself when it went off. No. And I think that's another reason this movie hits for me then and now, because I was alone a lot. Not like saying it like that, like nobody was there for me, but there were times where I was in the house by myself, like when my parents were in between jobs and like somebody was on their way or like, you know, things overlap like that. So, no. Y'all don't know. That alarm cutting off while you by yourself or cutting on while you by yourself, that's a different type of fear. I don't wish that on nobody.
Jill then goes to look for Rosa, but she's no longer in the atrium. However, her supplies and the bird food is
getting all soaked up. And I would have known something was wrong then. Maybe just me.
No, I would have known something was wrong then too. But...
yeah, because I'm just like, girl, that bird feed expensive as hell and you letting it get all soggy.
Right.
No.
And then we cue our second call. The stranger is calling to ask her if she's okay and hangs up the phone.
No. The first time it was that mouth breathing and I could just get past that. Which is scarier when you think about it, because it had to be a reason that he was just mouth breathing. And well, I mean, we in spoiler territory. We know he in a goddamn house. He probably was mouth breathing because he was probably super fucking close to her and couldn't talk because she would have heard him. No. Okay, go ahead. It's gonna be a no episode, y'all. No.
Life happens some more, and then cue the third call. Cody, not our Cody, but a random fictitious Cody, calls asking Jill what she's wearing.
Combat boots and a parka, you jerk. Who is this?
I did laugh when they brought up Cody's name. I was like, Coco.
My friend that I saw this with in the theater totally elbowed me and be like, Cody, you jerk.
I just love
sorry.
moments like that. I love it.
I know this was PG-13, but all I could think of is that joke. I didn't think that joke went like that, like a parka and boots. I was like, I thought it was your mom's cum in my face, or however that joke went. I just don't know.
Everybody's face. See, like I said, every day she takes us further and further away from the
What?
rock.
It was the only thing that would have bothered him.
I mean, everybody says something different when they're asked what are they wearing.
Yeah. I just said that's why I thought the joke went. Okay, don't give me this look, people.
Your dad's pearl necklace.
Oh.
Yikes. Excuse me. After she hangs out with Cody, she hears a noise and takes a fire poker to go investigate. After her little investigation, cue fourth call. This time, it's from Tiffany scaring her as she pops up behind her in the living room. Whole time she got in through the garage, and then when they went to go see, the garage door was wide open.
Hell no, girl, what? Girl, no.
Yeah, I'd be freaking out just a little bit just seeing that.
Why? Why the fuck is the garage open? And I mean, we learned that's what triggered the alarm when she first heard it.
Yeah.
Why were you hiding that long? Okay, no, let me not ask that, because if I'm scaring my friend, I would hide that long and then I would get tired and pop out. But this is what I'm talking about.
But wait, I didn't think that she triggered the alarm. I thought that the killer triggered the alarm a long time ago. And I figured that the driveway was just, I'm not the driveway, the garage door was just open because he tripped the alarm. And so because when she pulled up and it was just open, she just came right in.
I figured that too. Okay, I like that better. Okay, I like that better.
Because that nigga been in the house for a long ass time.
Yeah, no,
long time.
I was hoping it was what you just said versus what I made up. Because I'm like, if sis was really just hiding in the like in the house,
I don't think
that would have pissed me off. But
I don't think she had the patience for that. She seemed like she a little impulsive.
But what I was about to say is I also feel like, why is Scarlett not here? If Scarlett want them to be friends so bad, like why didn't both of them come and be like, oh, we know you can't come to the bonfire. We'll hang out with you and babysit. And then I was about to call her Camilla. Jill could have been like, no, you guys can leave. Like, I mean, cool, blah, 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 blah. But you could have brought both of them here. You could have killed both of them. I mean, I don't know.
I like the fact that Tessa didn't die.
Yeah,
I do too.
Tiffany had it coming.
Yeah, she did.
She had it coming.
But yeah, because I think even Scarlett, didn't Scarlett say that she told Tiffany the address?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is just like, I don't know. It's like this whole beef that they have kind of confuses me, because earlier you weren't trying to talk to her, but now all of a sudden that she babysitting, that's just such a random time. Like, I'm not pulling up to somebody random house to talk to somebody.
So let's get into this reasoning.
Tiffany was wanting to, like, she acted like nothing was wrong. She just walked up to them like, hey guys, what's up?
Right.
Because she didn't feel like nothing is wrong. So let's get into this reasoning. So Tiffany kissed Bobby and blamed it on tequila. And she gave some lame excuse about getting asked out by Bobby in the 9th grade. And she was only with him for a day until he spotted Jill. And then once he saw Jill, it was game over. And now he only know all about Jill. So it was a revenge thing because Tiffany got jealous and she never got her kiss. So she was like, okay, yeah, now we even. Bitch, no. We would not be friends.
But it's like, girl, I would never tell nobody that story. You just said this dude dated you for a day, saw this other girl and said, fuck you, bitch. No, I would never tell nobody that. That story would stay with me to the grave.
And the fact that she was like, the thing that pretty much won Jill over was like, look, I'm a bitch. You know, I know it. You know what? The whole school knows it.
That's not an excuse.
It's not.
No, it's not.
No, that don't work at all. No, ma'am.
And it's like, yes, y'all high schoolers. So for 2 seconds, we gonna let that slide. But don't start that. Please don't start that, because then you're gonna be like these girls on the Bad Girls Club. Yes, I'm on the Bad Girls Club binge right now. Sorry. That be talking about I've been this way. And they like 24, 26.
Girl, no. Therapy.
To be acting like
Healing.
that.
Y'all know why she went to the house was because she had a captive audience. If you go there where she's at and she can't leave, you can go explain your side of the case, and she know her friends, so she knows she's not gonna put her out because she talking to her in the first fucking place. So she can say whatever the fuck she wants, and oh girl gonna sit there and take it. Yes, it got her ass killed. Yes, she fucking deserved it. But that's why she did it, is because she knew she could power trip on that bitch and just lock her ass in. Poachy.
And the fact that she was going to raid this couple's bar, and it's like, no.
After she just said she wasn't gonna
get in trouble, not yours.
You trying to fuck up the money.
Yes.
You kiss my man, you ruin our friendship, and you trying to fuck up the money? Girl,
I'm already on punishment. What more do you want, girl?
First of all, she should have been kicked out the house. She shouldn't. No, it wouldn't have been haha, let's Kiki. Get the fuck out. All right? You in this little sad ass story you should took to the fucking grave and the afterlife with you. Bye.
A hot mess. So Tiffany leaves the house, and as she's walking to the car, she hears footsteps and does what every person does in these kind of movies. Can't find the keys in the purse, then fumbles the keys when she does find them. And once she gets in the car and it finally starts, she backs down the driveway to find a tree blocking the gate that wasn't there before. Against her better judgment, she gets out of the car to move it and gets gat.
Because no. And relatable, because so a lot of us are driving at this time, and basically for me, I had a situation like this where it was a gate that I had to manually open. I wasn't rich like that. No, it wasn't happening. But I will always think in this 27 seconds that I had to get out the car, go open the gate, hop back in the car. I hope nobody hops in my car. And I will always do, like, y'all seen the TikTok videos how girls get in their car and they be checking the back seat. That will always be me. But that's always so scary. I didn't want her to get out the car, but girl, she had to do what she had to do, but didn't help her.
Two things here for me. She dropped those keys, and it makes it look like they freaking bounced all the way below her car. She had to reach underneath there. I'm like, girl, they did not roll underneath her car. They would have dropped.
Okay, this just happened to me today. I was at work, getting out the car, somehow dropped the keys. Them bitches did kind of get, because I said, damn, I wasn't expecting to reach this far, but somehow it happened. So, but no, usually I'm with that until it fucking happened to me. And then I was like, well, damn.
And then second thing, that when she was trying to pick up that branch, it did not look that heavy. She was acting like it was Thor's hammer. Like she was struggling.
She was trying to make sure none of the branches got into her ripped jeans.
Back in the house, the stranger bangs on the door, and Jill thinks it's Tiffany playing around again until she opens the door and no one is there. I just want to know why she opened the door. Why?
Just too comfortable doing this stuff. Like, no, absolutely not. Why would...
We ain't got shit to talk about, bitch. I ain't opening the door. I don't give a fuck. Knock all you want. Bye.
Like, and that was heavy ass pounding. Nothing like a girl Tiffany size could do.
She would have screamed if something was wrong.
Yeah.
And this is when we cue our fifth call. Bobby makes it through to talk to little Miss Old Jill, but the call is dropped before he can tell her if Cody called more than once. Cue sixth call. After some life happens. This time, Jill looks at the caller ID and sees it's Tiffany. The whole time, it's actually the stranger. She thinks it's Cody at first, but it's not.
One thing I do want to say, it's really random. After seeing this movie and the primary phone that she was using, I wanted that phone so bad.
Yeah, it's cute.
And I saw it in Best Buy. I'm like, I'm buying this because it was actually like surprisingly cheap. I'm like, oh hell yeah, I'm buying this. Well, here I get home and find out that it's just like a pair phone. It's not, you got to get the main phone in order for this phone to work. God damn it, Coco, you are so stupid.
So after she gets off the phone, she is now freaked out. So now gets the call and everybody on the list. She calls Scarlett, but she can barely hear her and the call drops. She calls her dad, but it goes to voicemail. She calls Mrs. Mandrakis, but it goes to voicemail. She then calls the restaurant, but they tell her that the couple has already left. She then calls the police to get a little peace of mind. And while she's on the phone, she sees that Rose's car is still out there, which gave her a false sense of relief that she's not alone. But after calling her name and not hearing response, she calls Rose's cell phone. It leads her to the utility closet, and she low-key thought that she was a goner when that door closed and there was like a hat and a coat set up like a person behind her. But yeah, no, still no sign of Rosa.
This movie does that a lot. Like earlier, I said the house, we talked about how beautiful the house is. And I mentioned that once nighttime falls, it's a completely different house because as I said, this was early 2000. Well, okay, the turn into the late early 2000s, if that makes sense, before we got into the 10s. But modern style, that was the thing. Open windows, all these vague statues and things. So these statues, you keep running into them and you're thinking that they're people. And you're like waiting on like something to happen. But the whole time, the way they use this house with the laundry, like John May said, like, it reminded me of Invisible Man too, when Baby Sydney had that mannequin in her room. And it was just like the actual Invisible Man, but yeah.
Yeah, like all these sequences, I can understand how some people would say they're boring because it's just her walking around the house. I get it. But for me, it's the fact just how well these scenes are shot, lit, and scored. It adds to me, it added a good amount of tension for things that aren't even happening. Like it does such a good job building the tension when you combine all those things.
Yeah,
it does a good job of foreshadowing because every time you look, there's statues in the back that you could think are people. So if it's not a statue, it's a mannequin. If it's not a mannequin, it's some other motherfucking thing that you think is him, but it ain't him. It ain't that nigga. It's something. Oh yeah, and that cop with the dick talking about he wouldn't be calling you. Yes, the fuck he would, nigga.
After all that searching, she makes it back to the living room, and now we cue our 7th call. The stranger is now asking her, "Did you check on the kids?" And here's my thing. How you been in that house this long and you ain't looking in the kids' room not once?
And I get it.
You?
I get it because I've babysat someone where they told me, they was like, we just put the kids to sleep, don't go up in there. Like literally do not go in there. I was like, damn, like I can't just go look at them, because that would be my first instinct. Like at some point, I'm just gonna go upstairs and just like peek, like, oh, okay, they good, cool.
Like, is your chest still moving up and down? That's all we check to see.
Yeah.
No, their parents didn't give no fuck about them. You see, that was the last thing they covered was their kids. So why the fuck was she? She had to mention the children.
Even like when she's like kind of trying to turn on the TV and she just turns it on the stereo system, it just all blares. She even, and this was like I think it was shortly before the security alarm. I don't know. But anyway, she talks to Mrs. Mandrakis and she's like, "Oh, do you want me to go check on the kids and all that?" She's like, "Oh no, you know if they're awake." And she had said how they were getting over a cold and they'll sleep the whole night.
Yeah.
So maybe, I'm sure that's part of it too. She didn't want to keep them up knowing they were sick and all that. And that time of night, they're probably not going to want to go back to bed.
Right. That's how it was with the kids I watch. Like and y'all know I play a lot. Y'all can imagine how I am with kids. When kids see me, they just like, oh shit, it's fucking playtime. So yeah, it was like, do not go upstairs. Just stay here. We got you good. Boom. I was like, oh, well, okay. Luckily, ain't no shit happening because that would have been scary.
Jill finally goes to check on the kids and they're fast asleep in bed, safe and sound. But as soon as she starts walking down them steps, cue 8th call. How are the children? This freaks her out. So she closes all the curtains and calls Officer Burroughs back. He basically calms her down by letting her know that as long as the house is locked up and the alarm is on, she's good. He then offers to trace the call the next time the killer calls. Just got to keep him on the phone for 60 seconds.
I
love the score in this scene.
I do too. But no, 60 seconds, that's an extreme sport. And I don't,
That is. I don't know. I can talk for 6 seconds, so I don't know. After some more life happens, the ninth call happens. She tries to keep him on the phone for 60 seconds, but she fails. At this point, this is when she sees a light cut on in the guest house and calls over there, but Todd isn't there, and she leaves a message. But this isn't good enough. So she takes the phone, a candlestick, a flashlight, and the key to the house and runs the path to the guest house. But no one is there when she arrives.
She bold, because I ain't never that brave. I say final girl, and I mean that with everything in my heart, but I'm not.
Right. You know someone's out there watching you, and you see a shadow in that house way over yonder, and you're going to go over there. No.
Because if that really was the brother and he really wanted to come in the house, he would come. You can wait.
After she looks around the guest house, this is when the 10th call comes through. The stranger calls the guest house phone and she answers once the voicemail cuts on. And thinking that, she's doing something, she tries to keep him on the phone for more than a minute. But the whole time he called the wrong phone line. And from the guest house, she sees the light cut on in Rose's room and makes a mad dash back to the house, dropping the flashlight in the process.
I do love both the scenes, though, where she's running to and from the house. Like, again, tension-filled, like, suspense-filled. Like, it's so well done. Like, the score and just, she's, like, even the camera is pretty frantically running with her.
Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's a nice little payoff because we know that she is a runner. She's a track star. So.
Right. I think I wish that would have come into play a little bit more than just that scene, though.
Yeah. I thought it was going to be something like maybe if he was chasing her and she really just had to focus on the keyhole, like the coach said at the beginning, focus on the object and run like hell, whatever she said. But,
Yeah, I just got one small, minute question. How he get the alternate line to Todd bachelor pad at his folks' house? Like how he get that line?
You said what?
How he get?
Because if he was in the house, he was in the guest house.
But how?
Oh no, he had already gone to the main house and saw the number on the wall.
Okay,
I'm guessing he called it then.
But also, most times back then your number would already be on the phone. So whatever phone that he was using to call, he could have been in the guest house and called his cell phone or whatever number he was using from the guest house.
Some landlines have phone books in the phone too.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Jill makes it back to the house and out of breath trying to climb the steps, and this is when she gets her 11th phone call. She tells this killer, stranger, whatever you want to call him, that Dr. Mandrakis and his wife will be home soon as she makes her way to Rose's room. She's letting him know that they will take her home or the police will take her home. Either way, she getting the fuck up out of there. She finally asks him, what does he want from her? And he says, her blood all over him.
No. Now, this is the thing. I know we don't like to do this when we do remakes, when we do original, y'all know. But I heard them say this in the original, and baby, what the fuck? No. Your blood all over me. Ooh, no.
Blood all over me.
Blood?
John, shut the fuck up, because that's what BJ said. No, I swear to God, BJ did the same exact thing when he said that he started singing the Monica version. I was just like, wow, not me turning you out and you being as sick and demented as me. But no, because go ahead, Coco.
I was gonna say, I gotta say though, there are moments throughout this movie where Camilla LaBelle's acting is hit or miss. Like some points it's pretty cringe. But oftentimes, like hear her reaction to saying your blood all over me, that was good. That felt real.
That's scary. I don't ever want to hear nobody say that to me, because that literally means that you plan on showering in my fucking blood.
Blood, do, all over me.
I thought I was about that life until I thought about it in theory.
I see red.
Okay.
Red.
Disgusted, Jill goes into the bathroom to see if Rose is in there. The shower is running and empty, so she turns it off. Cue the 12th call. it's the police calling her to tell her that the stranger's in the house. And then boom, power goes out.
I didn't like
you sick.
And yes, because that's my man, I'm stick beside him. BJ did a way better job than the man in this movie delivering that twist. I was a little upset about it. John Saxon, was it John? Yeah, John Saxon. Oh wait, let me not spoil shit. Never mind. Forget I said
No,
it.
it was the dumbass guy sitting at the desk.
Yes, but they don't
the
know what
fellatio
movie we're
man.
talking about, because I don't know if John May might have seen the movie. I don't know if she's seen it or not, but I don't want to ruin it. But maybe. But yeah, that movie. Y'all know what me and Coco talking about. That movie did it better too. This one, I did like Camila's. I keep wanting to call that girl everything under the sun but her name. I did like her reaction to this though, because she was just like, and you can just see everything coming together in her face, like, bitch, in the house. I'm in the house. What you mean?
And then just the cue for all the lights going out. Perfect.
All of it was too much for me, especially sitting in that movie theater. It was way too much.
And then if shit couldn't get any worse, we get a 13th phone call. Whole time, it's not the house phone, it's a cell phone. But guess whose cell phone it is? Tiffany's. But because the lights are off, when she turns around, the phone illuminates Tiffany's lifeless body.
Okay, I just want to ask, y'all want to see that body when y'all walked in?
I would have.
I think I would have seen that too. I definitely would have seen that, but and I get it, like sometimes you don't look directly on the floor in familiar places, but that's a whole body.
Right.
It's
not like it was under some towels or something.
If anything, you would have seen the feet.
Yeah. I'm like, because you was in that bathroom for a minute. Not
Right.
at 1 second did you twirl. Like, no, okay.
Seeing Tiffany like that freaks Jill out, and she slowly makes her way down the steps from Rosa's room. She actually really contemplated real hard just getting the fuck out of there and leaving them kids. But ultimately, she decides to go get them. But when she goes in the room, the kids aren't in their bed. They're hiding in a toy chest in the closet. As they go to escape the room, Jill just happens to look up and sees the stranger watching from the rafters. She goes back into the closet and wraps the lamp cord around the coat rack and door handle to keep him out long enough for them to get out the window into the atrium.
I'm just happy these kids was cooperating. Because, you know, sometimes we don't get lucky like this.
Me too.
They were smart too.
Yeah.
They
Also,
was.
this whole scene of her finding them, way too much. I would have had a heart attack walking in that room, uncovering them covers, ain't no kids there. My first heart attack. Second heart attack, the toy box, and just that. I don't know if I would have thought that quick on my feet. I'm tongue tied, but that's too much. That was so much for me.
She did the damn thing with that lamp cord.
She did. That's
because
I
wouldn't have thought of that.
Because I'm like, it's like I'm debating how much of a final girl I'm trying to give you right now, Jill. But you doing the damn thing, because I don't know if I would have thought of that. I don't know if I would have thought the house being able to open like that so they can get into the atrium. Like, girl, you doing it.
They're standing in the atrium as they watch all the lights cut on room by room, thinking it's the stranger, but it's really the cat. And when she turns around, he's standing right behind them on the opposite side of the glass. But quick thinking Jill quickly turns on the mist machine, hides the kids in one spot, and then gets in the water under the bridge. In the water, Jill finds Rosa and freaks out. But she stops herself from like truly freaking out and eventually motions for the kids to escape the atrium. But unfortunately, they get seen before they can make it out. But, you know, being the nice man that he is, not really, he lets the kids go and goes after Jill. She flips his ass in the water and tries to escape, but he grabs her ass by the hair right when she makes it to the door. She shuts the door and locks it, but her hair is still in the door. But, you know, like a bad bitch, sucks it up and gets her hair ripped out.
No.
That sounded like it hurts. Like
it did.
hell.
Like that came from the scalp. Like You know, sometimes when your hair gets pulled from the scalp, you see the little white follicle.
Yep.
I know them pieces have follicle in it. Like, baby, them might not come back. Like, oh no.
I'm not gonna lie, even though they showed the jump scare of him at the glass in the trailer, that shit still got me.
It still got me because, well, in the trailer I watched, it went so quick anyway that low key it was giving me Freddy vibes the way they had this dude in the shadows, and I loved it. I definitely was feeling the whole koi pond thing, underwater deal, seeing Rosa's body, even though we didn't see what happened. But it also made me think of Friday the 13th, 2009, that whole situation.
And I also did really like the shot where we just see a silhouette against the window, and he's like just walking across it, and he's like sliding his finger across the wall.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
I like that too.
She runs to unlock the front door, but the kids went to go hide, so now she gotta go find their ass again. But in the middle of looking for them, she sees that the birds are no longer in the atrium, signifying the stranger then broke out. And you know, there's even footprints to prove it.
Like, okay, I'm just time out real quick because I felt so bad for them damn kids because they were doing everything they needed to do, but they just weren't tall enough to reach the top block. And they were jumping for their dear lives.
They were
trying to get to that top block, and I felt so bad. They were so scared.
The little brother needed to grab the sister and put her on his shoulders. That's what he needed to do.
Okay, I was just like, y'all got to do y'all best feeling Lil Rugrat work. Okay.
Y'all know what? On the bright side, at least the cat got a snack.
Oh, look, here's the thing.
Praise them for not killing the cat.
That too, but I just, once again, I don't know how quick I would have put that. Okay, now some stuff I was quick to catch. I don't know if I had seen birds outside the atrium that I would have been like, oh shit, the door is open. I think that would have took me a little second. I probably would have had to see the door or something. I don't know, because I probably would have thought like, oh, from when the kids got out the atrium, of course that part is open. I don't know. Oh, they went out the door. Never mind. I don't know. It would have took me a second.
I will say I was sad about the bird dying though, because they were cute little birdies.
It was like, I feel like somebody on this team was a little sad that Sylvester never got Tweety, and they was just like, this is my moment.
That's exactly what I thought about, and I was like, damn, I see you and what you did there, and so I can say nothing.
Obviously, it's symbolic too of the situation.
Very much so.
Jill finds the kids and gets them out the door, but the stranger was waiting right there and yeeted her ass back in the house and closed the door. Now we have this whole tussle situation on the stairs until they both fall off.
I'm just glad them kids were smart enough to keep fucking running. Don't turn around and try to help this goddamn babysitter. You run, little children. You know that little thing, or I'll take you away, or whatever that bitch said from Hocus Pocus. That's exactly that line. I'm just bullshitting y'all. That's exactly what she said. Come, little children. Focus. Anyways, I'm glad they kept going.
So this fight scene, can we just say that this took a week for them to shoot?
For real?
I believe it. That was a lot.
It took a week for them to shoot, and not only that, Camilla got fucked up a lot during this movie for in real life.
She said she liked it though.
She like getting her head slammed into the glass window.
I was wondering why she refused to use a stunt double until they made her. I was like, why the fuck are you like?
She got her head slammed into the window during that fight scene on the steps. For real.
Yeah, no, she said she liked doing the stunt. She liked the physical stuff.
I mean, God. After she apparently trained for like 3 months, like heavy weight training for this role. So I mean, shoot, you better be able to flex after all of that. I'm assuming, I don't know, but I would assume that the glass was the stunt glass though. So yeah, I guess I would hope they ain't had this girl like banging. This ain't Jackass.
I don't know, but she was told to hit Tommy, which is the stranger, during the atrium scene, but she missed them and accidentally punched the bridge, and she cut her knuckle and scarred her hand.
It's okay, war wounds.
Right. It's a little crazy.
I do think Tommy Flanagan was perfect for this because the other thing I remember him on was the show Sons of Anarchy. And he was really good in that too.
After they fall off the steps, he then chases her to the living room, strangles her in the living room. She grabs a tequila bottle, but instead of just smashing him over the head with it like a normal person, she throws it at the fireplace. And then she tries to reach for the fire poker, but she couldn't reach it and could only reach the remote for the fireplace, turning it on and lighting his ass on fire. She then stabs his hand with the poker and then escapes the house into the arms of the police.
This whole thing, and like I said, like, if you know, you know, as far as the original goes, but I don't know, something about her running into the police's arms just did not do it for me. I don't know what it was. It just didn't, I don't know.
She was still fully traumatized though, so it wasn't like a safety thing. She was like beating the crap out of him like she was
and
free.
it's like, I get that, but for some reason it just, I don't know what it was. Something about it. I don't know what it was. I really could not tell you. It was something about it that I just wasn't 100% satisfied. I don't know.
Okay, I really liked it because it really showed how they treated her the entire goddamn movie. They just like ignored the fuck out of her and didn't do shit for her. Like she's sitting there freaking out. They're like, calm down. And then we haven't talked about it yet, so I'll wait. But they just kind of didn't do nothing for her. She all panicky and shit. And they like, just a regular ass day. Like y'all didn't just have a whole fucking kid murder at the beginning of this movie and you know what the fuck's happening or something's wrong.
I mean,
this was 120 something miles away.
Yeah, about it's a different counties, to be fair.
Different county.
Well, I don't know if it's a different county, but it was 100. Yeah, I'm like, it's so far away.
I did really enjoy the whole fight scene. It's obviously she's far from one of the best final girls,
right?
But she was doing what needed to be done in that situation. She did have what was at her disposal, so she earned some flowers for that.
Yeah.
You know,
no, definitely. I like I said, I cannot tell you what it is about her running into that policeman that I was just like, But no, everything else I was fine. She was whooping ass.
It was a precursor for the bestial. That's what this was. It was. This movie was a precursor for the best Jill, and that's why I stand Jill. This right here was getting me ready for her. Yep.
Officer Burroughs explains that this man was given hella tranquilizers and he was about to be locked up for good. But Jill is like, that's not enough. We see that the kids are safe. We also see that the kids are safe and in the arms of their parents. And then we get a shot of the stranger's face.
I did not like this.
You know what? That's a motherfucking line. This is what I was talking about earlier that I was hinting at. That's how they didn't give no fuck about her the entire movie, and then they showed it here. Because I don't know what the fuck they gave him, but as a bitch who was just put under today, I can tell you give a motherfucker something similar to anesthesia, ain't no willpower gonna fight that shit. Y'all, I don't remember going to sleep. I just woke the fuck up and was like, what happened? So no. If this motherfucker had the sheer determination and willpower, they gave his ass some Tylenol, 800 milligram, and said this was voice tranquilizer, and then didn't do nothing. Then like, oh, let's move you to the other side. Let's put you in the cop car. Just stand here and let him stare at you. Stare your ass down and give you some more trauma.
He was full on looking at her like he won. He was full on prepared to rip that girl's head off.
Right, literally. And I get that the slow-mo was because in that moment, that's what it felt like. But I think it was because we kept him in the shadow too long that when I seen him, it was almost like Gerald's game. Slight spoiler for that, not for real, but it was almost like Gerald's game when she sees that thing and she's like, oh, you're not that big. That's how I felt when I seen him. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, like it just still. All I'm saying is like, if it had just went just a little bit faster, I understand in that moment, it literally, when they locked eyes, it felt like everything just stood still and that's what it was. But for some reason, that did not capture that for me. That just went too long. And I was just like, okay, wrap it up.
I get that. Yeah. I liked it, but I totally 100% get what you're saying. Like, but also I feel like we needed something. I don't think, okay, so we didn't need it. That would have been too cheesy, but I pray to God the Mandrakeses paid Jill a shit ton of freaking money after that night. She got your kids alive. She out alive. She nearly got killed in the process.
This is Cody. This is where your argument for just get unlimited data comes in. Okay.
Her phone bill should be paid for life.
Okay, like I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it
College
ever again.
Her wedding.
Her wedding.
Her child. So if she chooses to have children, or if she decides to want them, whether it's the
paid.
hospital bill or the adoption bill or whatever route she chooses to go, that motherfucker should be paid. They college should be paid. She should be set for 3 generations' lives because she saved 2 of your children.
Jill wakes up in a hospital room by the sound of a balloon popping and sees that she's all alone. She tries to call the nurse's station multiple times, but no one answers. She goes out into the hall and doesn't see anyone, and then boom, another motherfucking phone call. So she goes back into her room and stares at the phone until it stops ringing. When she closes the door, she sees the stranger's reflection in the mirror and wakes up screaming, "He's in the house! He's in the house!" signifying that the whole hospital scene is a dream. And that's the end of the movie.
Can I get on your nerves? Please?
Freddie?
No. Yes, again.
Carrie?
Yes, it was giving Carrie. It was giving Sue Snell. It was giving.
Gosh.
It was. That's all I'm going to say. I'm done.
I mean, one could also argue Friday the 13th.
Yep, it was giving a Friday the 13th too. Yep. It was giving prom night. Even though prom night came out later, but yeah.
But they at least did the empty hospital trope right here because of the fact that it was a dream.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she wakes up, you see it's actually a regularly functioning hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas all these other ones, these people are awake and this hospital's empty as hell.
Right. And it's never like that.
Ratings.
All right. So this movie got a 5 out of 10 on IMDb, a 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, and 81% of Google users like this movie.
I am going to have to say, after today, after talking to you guys, y'all helped this movie. And I'm not saying that it was super low. It was just when I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, this is a cool little revisit from the past. But it was just, I was like, damn, this kind of dated. Like this kind of, it's not ruining it for me because I'm liking it, but I thought I wanted more. But after talking to y'all today, it was just like, oh, damn, you know what? This ain't as bad as I thought it was. So I am going to bump it up 10 points. And when we do tops and bottoms, my list is going to be so fucked. But it's okay. I'm giving it 70 tickets.
This movie is nostalgic for me. And I love it. And also, it really paves the way for one of my favorite characters to really make her, her debut. And we finally get to see her shine. I don't care if you shake your head at me. Both of y'all can look down at me. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. And so, and just survivors, just so y'all know, I'm talking about Jill Roberts. Of course I am. Of course
What's
I'm
your
talking
score?
about the best Jill. Oh, shit. I'm going to go ahead and give this film 70 tickets. Take the tickets, please. Jill Roberts, I love you. You should have killed Sydney. Okay.
Girl, bye. Next.
She should have died. There's not that much blood in the body.
Go ahead, Coco.
So I agree. This movie is super nostalgic. I think it is actually a perfectly executed suspense movie. Obviously, it is more marketed for teens, and it nailed it on that front. On paper, if you were to read a full summary of this movie, yeah, it would sound kind of boring. It's like no shade against the summary, Jenny, but like as you were reading it, it's like, okay, wow, phone call number 5, phone call number 6. It sounds like on paper. But when you watch it as a whole, it's so well done in how it's shot, scored, and directed, just everything, like, the production design. So I still think today, even though some things are dated, it is a very effective and suspenseful movie. So I'm going to give it 80 tickets.
Ooh. Cody, I absolutely agree, but I didn't want to say all that because I knew you were going to say it way better than I could. But I 100% agree.
I give this movie 70 tickets. Ashley, why is your face look like that?
Because it's the first time we all scored the same thing. Besides Cody, Coco's the guest, but I haven't seen us do this before. I'm just impressed.
It was a decent movie. My sentiment still stands. I want to see the original, and mostly because I don't know, something about the fact that the original is literally okay, not the original, but this remake took the first 20 minutes of the original and just made it into a full-length movie. So I wanted to see the original because I feel like it was long and drawn out, even though I do like the movie, but I just wanted a little bit more.
I can agree with that.
So yeah,
like maybe if we got to know Jill a little bit more, maybe. I don't know, but I feel you.
I will say that's one thing I forgot to mention in mine is that's one of the reasons I do like it is because it took the concept of the original and made it a full movie.
Yeah, I do like it. I understand what John Nate means. Like, I don't know. Maybe we would feel a little bit different about Jill if we just a little bit, 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes, and then you can spend the rest of it with the stranger.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Yeah. You guys are ready to wrap this thing on up inside the souvenirs?